everybody, it's Jacki Jing here, and welcome to the Jing Dynasty featuring yours truly, the Empress. And this is the first episode of my podcast called the Jing Dynasty. And like I said in my intro, my trailer thingy-majig, this is just gonna be like me sounding off on whatever the heck I want to. If you already know me, you already know that like I'm a huge fan of video games. I'm a big fan of anime. I love nerdy stuff like comic books and action movies and like just the works. Like if it's nerdy, like I'm super into it. So I'm sure I'll be talking about nerdy stuff, but I also just want to talk about life. And as many of you know, like I've had a very interesting life. I worked as a TV newscaster for a while and have seen some like really ridiculous stuff. And I've also had a lot of tragedy in my life as well and a lot of hardship. So I do think it's important to talk about mental health and just life experiences. And if you follow me on the TikTok, I have a lot of commentary on my love life, which is always fun to talk about, right? Like none of us really properly know how to love anymore, right? Well, I guess some healthy folks out there, and you know what? You can help me out. So yay! So for this first episode, I thought it would be fun to talk about why I'm single. Why am I single? And I thought that this would be an interesting topic because then like a lot of you will get to know me better and I guess like just like learn some aspects about me that maybe you didn't know. And yeah, so that's what we're going to chat about. Why am I single? So I don't know. I don't effing know. So maybe that wasn't really a great topic to start off with, but I do have my theories. And I think that it's mainly because I am a lot of woman. Like, I'm literally physically giant. Like, I'm 6'2". And I think, like, that'll be something I talk a lot about on this podcast. Is just, like, being a tall woman and, like, how that has had an impact on my life. So like right off the bat, like I know I'm super intimidating to people, and I'm not saying that to be like arrogant in any way. It's just like literally I walk into a room and I can like sense people being like, whoa, like because I'm not like 5'9" or 5'10" or 5'11", not even 6 foot. Like I'm 6'2", like I'm taller than like most of the guys I meet. And yeah, so like right off the bat, like I just think that that's like, it's strange and it's intimidating. So the height definitely has to do something with that because of the intimidation factor. But then also like when you're my height, oh man, I am just ready for the comments to like sound off here. Like whenever I say anything about like dating shorter guys, like people just start going nuts. So I'm going to be completely candid here. Sorry. But I already know the people who are going to get mad about this. I have some fans in particular who, like, if I say anything about, like, my height requirements or my opinion on height for guys, like, they start firing off. So I'm ready, comments, like, come at me. But because I'm 6'2", obviously there's not that many guys who are taller than me. So that also contributes to why I'm single. That there's a ton of guys who are like much shorter than me, but there's not a lot who are taller than me. And let me tell you what, I do not discriminate. I have dated like a handful of guys who were 5'7", and that's not like just like shorter than me. That's like a lot shorter than me. And I've dated guys who are 6 foot, 6'1". I've dated guys who are 5'11". Like I have no problem dating a shorter guy, but because we are in COVID, it's very difficult to get that connection with someone like via a dating app. So, okay, I'm gonna have to explain myself here. Oh my gosh, I didn't think I'd have anything to talk about. And now I'm like, I haven't even gotten through like my first reason of why I'm single, which is because I'm tall. But anyway, so when I'm on dating apps right now, like I do use a height requirement because I'm just like, I have dated guys on the dating apps in the past and met them. and they were shorter than me, and I had no issue with it. But then when they were around me and they realized that I was super tall, they weren't confident about it. And it was like they had to see me face to face to realize that they weren't confident about it. And like, not only did they waste their time, but they wasted my time. And like, I'm sure there are people out there, oh, well, you might be missing these great guys. I've been burned so much with meeting guys who are shorter than me in person and them being not confident about the height issue, that like when it comes to dating apps, like, I'm sorry, like, I'm just not even gonna mess with that. Because like, even when I meet guys who are 6'3" and 6'2", even 6'4", like, they're like, oh wow, you're really, really tall. And they make a lot of commentary about it. So I can tell that they're even kind of like, oh, she's like really close to me. So I'm just like, when it comes to COVID dating and we're predominantly dating through dating apps, like nobody comes up to me when I'm like out on the street. I haven't had anybody come up and try to talk to me. So when it comes to dating apps, yeah, I'm like, okay, like I'm have a height requirement on the dating app, because whenever I've met these guys shorter than me in person, like they've been the ones who have not had, they've had a problem with my height. And like, I just don't want to deal with that. And so I've just been burned too much there. But if we were not in COVID and I could just go to a bar or go to a restaurant or go somewhere, and a guy who was 5'7", 5'11", 5'9", 6 foot, 6'1", whatever, if they came up to me and they were confident and like, I could tell it did not faze them at all, and like they were like all about it and just like totally comfortable with themselves, then of course I would talk to them. Like, why wouldn't I talk to them? Like, I'm like all about soul connection, right? Like, all of this is going to go away, folks. Like, in case you didn't know, I'm sure you're all well aware, but it's like, this ain't permanent. Like, this is going to go. So like, we need to have that connection up here. But it's just very difficult because like, when you are my height, men are still like struggling with that. Like they're still like very much threatened by a woman my height. So, okay, I've been talking for almost 10 minutes about the first reason about why I'm single. And that is because I'm tall. I also think that I'm single because I just have like a big personality. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I am really, really bad about, I don't hide anything. Like, I'm not a secretive person. Like, I have friends and they're like, Jacki, you need to learn how to like hide your crazy. They were like, most girls hide their crazy. Like, they don't like tell everyone everything about them on the first or second date. Like, they like save that stuff and then they like bring it up later. And I'm just kind of like, well, I would like to talk about my brother and how his death had a giant impact on me. And I do like to talk about like how when I was bullied when I was younger, like having, a huge impact on like the way I am today as well. And I guess like my friends have like, they're just different personality types than me. And they're just like, you can't be telling everybody your business like that. Like, you have to give them like time to get to know you, and then they'll like empathize with you more. And I'm just kind of, I don't know. I mean, put comments, like hit me up on social media, whatever. Like, tell me, like, should I be hiding more? Like, for me, this has been like a life issue. I really want to be myself entirely and like unapologetically. But my friends tell me that like I have to change or I'm never going to be able to get a guy. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be anything but myself. So I'm like, that's why I'm single, because I'm not a secretive person and I like lay everything out about myself like from the get. Like, I'm like, yo, this is what's up. This is Jacki. This is like the trauma I've gone through. These are my accomplishments. Like, I'm a very like, this is me. I try to give them the whole picture. Like, I want someone to give me the whole picture. I hate when I date a guy and then it's like all these things start popping up later that they actually like only care about work, or they're actually like super controlling, or they actually like don't really want to spend that much time with me, but they just want me to be like some cute trophy wife. I'm not speaking from experience here. Obviously I am. I've gone through a lot of BS with guys. So like, I think that I've just never hidden anything. And so I think that that's like a big reason why I'm single too, is like maybe just from the get, it's like a lot. So, wear my heart on my sleeve, extremely honest. Also, I just, as you guys can see, like, I just have a big personality, and I think that a lot of men are threatened by that. And I think that men are like, okay, like this is the thing. I know that there has to be a guy out there who can meet me. Like we're we're not like I'm not going to scare him. Like we're going to be like on the same level. Like he's going to be like, "Oh, this is my shield maiden. Like let's go out into battle together." Like he's not going to be like, "Oh, I'm scared of her. Like she could like usurp me, or she could like do something like that." Like they're going to like trust me. We're going to be teammates. They're going to protect me. I'm going to protect them. And it's not going to be a competition. Like it's just going to be us together equal. Like I know that has to exist, but I know that there are still a lot of men out there who, and it's not just men, like women, we're all like, there's a lot of people out there who are just like insecure, and when they feel like someone is like maybe stealing the spotlight from them a little bit more, or like has like, they get a lot of attention, they feel threatened by it, or they feel insecure about it. And so, I mean, I don't know. I want to date like a really good looking guy who has his shit together and is like super fun and like lights up a room. And I said super good looking, but like honestly, like again, like looks don't matter. It's just like I want them to have great energy. Like I want them to like have this like energy that's just like electric. And I think I have a really electrifying personality, and I think that that really scares guys a lot. So yeah, super tall, really honest, and I have a really, really big personality. So I do think like those things really hurt me when it comes in to the guy department. Like it's just like I think that's like a big reason why I'm single. And I guess like I'm constantly like, okay, I'm 33 years old now and I can't figure it out. Like, is it something wrong with me? Is it the times that we live in? Is it like dating app culture? Like, what is it? And I'm sure it's like a combination of all the things. Like, I think that, I've had people on TikTok be like, lower your standards, B. Like, stop being such an arrogant B. Like, lower your standards. And I've been like, well, I hold myself to a really high standard. And like, I feel like I should hold my partner to a really high standard. And again, comment below. Like, is this arrogant? Like, is this rude of me to say? That I want to be with someone who has like that X factor that feels like my equal, because like I truly feel like if you don't see that person and there's like an immediate spark, like it's tough for that spark to grow. I've heard stories about people saying like they eventually fell in love with someone, right? But like that spark had to have happened later, and I believe that. But it's like I've tried to be in relationships and given it time and like let the spark develop, and it just didn't. So like I know for me, like I really like to feel that spark like from the get-go. Like I want to be like, oof, like there's something here. You know what I mean? And that's something those sparks, those early sparks can like die out super fast. Like those ones can like be gone like in a flash too. But I think that X factor is super important. So I think that like that's another reason why I'm single, is that I'm trying to find someone who you just know, you have like that gut feeling, like you just have that like automatic chemistry with. And so yeah, that's been hard to find. Or like I've in past relationships have had that chemistry with someone, but then it fades away with time. And maybe like the older I've gotten, I'm like I do feel like that chemistry, that spark, it fades away for everybody to an extent, right? Like like yearning and that lust and everything. But if you have the mental connection, if you have like the emotional connection, if you have like the intimacy there, then like when the chemicals go and that like that really strange like that like carnal connection, that like rush, when that leaves, like you guys still have that like cerebral connection to rely on. So I guess my question is, am I asking for too much? Like I'm saying this episode is about why I'm single. And I want to know, like, do y'all think I'm crazy for saying this stuff? Cuz like I think that these are the reasons why I am single. And I really don't want to change because I feel like this is who I am. Like I am a tall woman, and I am physically intimidating. I'm super athletic. You know, I played Division 1 volleyball, and I almost went pro for sand volleyball, and I still work out all the time. And then I feel like mentally, like, I'm a smart, intelligent woman, and I like establish my own career, and I have my own condo, and I, take good care of myself mentally and physically. And then I think that, I'm just confused, I think. I'm just like, why hasn't it happened yet? Like, what isn't hitting for me? And maybe it's me. Like, maybe I do think that my standards have evolved over time. I think, like, when I was younger, I ain't afraid to say this, I just wanted to talk to hot guys. I mean, we were young and stupid, right? So we were just like, yeah, that's attractive. That's what's up. And then with time, I wanted to talk to guys who, like, had it together, right? Like, they seemed like they had a good job, and it seemed like that they were established, and it seemed like they had like check marks on like important life goals, right? But that success doesn't mean anything if like their heart and mind aren't in great places. So like I know now more than anything, like I'm looking for someone with like a good heart and a good mind, and then just that X factor connection, like that like special spark, right? So yeah, that's why I'm single. That's why I'm single, folks. And I just am like, I constantly battle with like, is it me? Like, is this just the way it's gonna be? And if it is, that's fine. Like, I have a really, really good life. I feel really blessed to be where I'm at. So I'm like, I'll take it. Like, if that's the way it is, like, if I'm supposed to be single for the rest of my life, then that's the way it is, folks. But that's why I think I'm single. So, there you go. I want to know why you think you're single, or why you think like your relationship worked, or what you think is like challenging about your relationship. Like the Jing Dynasty is a community. And I say that more than anything. Like I care about all of you. Like I try to like have relationships with all of you. If you don't already, go to patreon.com/Jacki Jing, and you can communicate with me there anytime. If you do some of the higher tiers, you get like access to more exclusive stuff. Gotta like throw in a little advertisement there. But yeah, but I want this to be like a place where I can like talk to people, and where they can get advice from me, and where I can get advice from them. So that's kind of why I think I'm single. And you may be like, wow, this pedantic little bee. Or you might be like, man, like that is rough. Or you might be like, okay, well, here, you should do this, you should do that, but like this is good that you're doing that. So like I'm here to hear what y'all got to say too. But thank you so much for listening to the first episode of the Jing Dynasty, and listening to yours truly, the Empress. And let me know what you guys want to hear. I'm gonna be like literally straight up asking my social media, like, what should the next episode be about? And I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's what they said, that's what we're gonna do. So maybe you want to hear about anime, maybe you want to hear about video games, maybe you want to hear about like my worst dating stories. Like, let's bring it. I want to make y'all happy. I care about y'all so much. So okay, that's a wrap. Love y'all. Bye from the Empress.